Good morning. Buenos dias, bon dia. Welcome to the 30th commencement exercises of Joseph P. Keefe Technical School. My name is Carl Lord, and as principal, I have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Paul Sullivan, Chairman of the Keefe Tech School Committee.
On behalf of the Keefe Tech School Committee, it's a pleasure to welcome faculty, relatives, and guests of the graduates and members of the class of 2003 to today's ceremonies. The school committee congratulates each member of the graduating class for having successfully completed the school's academic and vocational requirements. It is our hope that the knowledge and the skills you have obtained over the past 4 years will be the foundation for your success for many years to come. The school committee would also like to acknowledge the support and encouragement of those family members who assisted in bringing you to a successful conclusion of your high school experience. It is only with this cooperation that the school can do its best. Members of the class of 2003, congratulations upon your graduation, and thank you for attending Keefe Tech.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. It's now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Paul Bento, Superintendent Director, who will address the graduates.
Thank you, Mr. Lord. Members of the school committee, invited guests, faculty members, family, friends, and members of the class of 2003. Today we celebrate the 30th commencement in the history of Keefe Tech. We recognize and applaud the accomplishments of this class in its vocational and academic studies, as well as its participation in athletic and extracurricular activities, student government, Skills USA VICA, the Business Professionals of America, the Future Farmers of America, and the American Culinary Foundation. At last Thursday's annual awards night, members of the class of 2003 received a significant amount of recognition and scholarship aid distributed over a large representation of the class. This year, 33% of the class will be continuing education at institutions of higher learning, many with substantial scholarship assistance. Many others will be entering careers immediately and continuing their education part-time. At this early date, nearly 95% of the members of this class are assured of continued education or full-time employment. For some of you, the solid skill training you have been provided has been recognized with multiple job offers and highly competitive wages. Over the 17 years I have been superintendent, I have always included placement figures in this day's speech. These figures have consistently been in the 95 to 98% range and have only improved during the following summer months. This year, the figure is even more remarkable as we have continued in a serious economic downturn and have witnessed plant closings, layoffs, and high levels of unemployment. I have never been personally convinced that there is a large correlation between these economic downturns and what goes on in public education. The economy seems to react more to political decisions, perceptions, and even the greed of some business leaders than it does to the performance of our schools. In the 1980s, it was common to hear criticism of the United States system of education as being responsible for the lack of competitiveness of this country's economy. We were often compared to Germany and Japan and branded as unable to compete in the global economy because of inherent weaknesses in our education systems. But what was the reality? When the 1990s arrived, we were in the midst of an economic expansion while Germany and Japan approached a recession. Did anyone credit this nation's schools for its economic bounty? No, and neither did Japan and Germany blame their schools for their nation's failures. To me, there is only one connection between the economy and education, and it is a very personal one. If you have the education, training, and work ethic to be competitive, you will enjoy economic freedom and success. Your preparation for employment, your enthusiasm for work, and your continued education in your chosen field will virtually guarantee you success even in a sluggish economy or recession. That is a lesson this class seems to have learned very well. Finally, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that 7 members of this class will be entering military service, a number significantly higher than we've had in the past. They will join many other Keefe graduates in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, preserving the democratic values we value so dearly. We thank them and wish them well. I am convinced that the education and opportunities that have been presented to you at Keefe Tech have given you a decided advantage. I hope you will make the most of these opportunities and enjoy a happy and productive life. Your parents and teachers have done their best to prepare you. The rest is up to you. Members of the class of 2003, you are well prepared for the future. I congratulate you and wish you well as you face the challenges ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bento. Now, Shannon Keefe will address the graduates' class valedictorian.
Good morning. It is an honor for me to speak in front of my fellow students, teachers, families, and friends. Welcome to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2003. In his first inaugural address, Franklin Roosevelt said, "Happiness lies not in the mere possession of money, it lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort." Roosevelt's words can be applied to our 4 years at Keefe. When we first started here 4 years ago, our goal was to get through 4 years of high school and graduate with the skill to enter the workforce. After exploring all the shops in our freshman year, we chose a field that we wanted to learn more about. In our sophomore year, we began to learn the basics of our fields of study, whether it was receptacles and switches in electrical, or soldering pipes in plumbing, or perfecting our keyboarding skills in business technology. We also learned how to manage our time because we had classes one week and shop the other. At the end of the year, we experienced the joy of achievement as we successfully met that year's goals. In junior year, we built our skills in our shops and academics. Some of us were able to go out on co-op, where we could earn a paycheck and use the skills we had developed. Our senior year brought new challenges and experiences. It was a time to start thinking about our futures. It was a time for decision making. For some, the decision would be college, for others working in their fields, and still for others it would be the military. The one thing we all had in common at the end of our senior year was, to paraphrase Roosevelt, the happiness that comes from the joy of achievement and the thrill of our creative efforts. Our class of 2003, in one way or another, had the privilege of being touched by two outstanding educators, Mrs. Rafel and Mrs. Lavin. I personally was affected by these teachers, one of who I was proud to give the Outstanding Educators Award to last year. We all leave with heartwarming memories of these two very special educators. Now we are about to leave Keefe and to begin our futures, I would like to give a special thanks to my family. They have helped me through everything. And I would like to thank the teachers who have pushed me and taught me how to work hard. And finally, I would like to thank my friends who have helped me and have been with me throughout my schooling. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2003.
Thank you, Shannon. Now your class president, Joanna Martinez.
Thank you. Good morning, teachers and staff, parents and friends, and most importantly, graduates of the class of 2003. Thank you all for joining and celebrating one of the most important days of our lives. On this special day, our first dream has become a reality. Today, we unlock the doors to a better tomorrow, where we will learn and experience new ways to accomplish our many goals and fulfill our many dreams. For some of us, that will mean staying up late studying. For others, that will mean working long hours, earning a living. And still for others, that will mean following orders while serving in the military. Whatever our choices, we'll reach our goals just like we reached this one. We should all be proud of ourselves for making it this far. However, none of us made it here on our own. Therefore, on behalf of the class of 2003, I would like to give a special thank you to all of the parents for their support in making one of our dreams come true. And a bigger thank you to all of the teachers and staff for supporting us in all that we do and for being such great role models and also friends. Finally, I would like to share with my fellow classmates a quote by Britta Fisto. Dream what you want to dream, go where you want to go, and be what you want to be. You only have one life and one chance to do all of the things that you want to do. Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you, Joanna. We're now ready for the presentation of the diplomas.
Okay. Helen Aguirre. Andre Allen. Giselle Amaral. Milani Amarim. Sean Babineau. Guillaume Baeo. Matthew Bianco. Mallory Batzer. Katie Belcher. Catherine Beltran. Mark Betts. Amanda Bishop. Marilia Wargers. Jessica Boria. Michael Bottassini. Jamie Bose. Curtis Brochu. Yorelis Burgos. Christopher Bush. Zachary Butler. Wayne Kyra. Shannon Capon. Cassandra Cardwell. Christopher Carnero. Priscilla Carnero. Angela Carroll. Anthony Cavicchio. Cheryl Senadella. Eric Chavez. Donald Savetti. Rafael Clementino. Chad Conley. Ismail Carrera. Madison Costa. Darren Crone. David Cunningham. Felipe da Silva. Miguel de la Cruz. Charles Deloach. Myra Del Cid. Camilla DeAndrade. Thomas Dvorak. Maxwell Ferreira. Okay. Yep. Okay. Eliud Figueroa. Elizabeth Gandolfi. Joy Garin. David Galani. Brian Gilberto. Kristen Gillespie. Louise Gilberti. Derek Glosson. Jay Godino. Jared Goldberg. Jacqueline Gouveia. Angela Guevara. Asher Hanna. Anne Marie Harding. William Hardy. Angel Hernandez. Colleen Holt. Justin Hunt. Melissa Iannarelli. Peterson Judy. Damaris Jimenez. Vladimir Joseph. Sean Kelly. Ashley King. Sabrina Kaiser. Andrew Cobbs. Sarah Kramer. Kyle Kratchman. Michael Landry. Maxwell Lavelle. Arthur Lima. Roberto Lucchese. Ryan Luttrell. Sarah Maycumber. Wendy McAlpine. Toon Anna May. Rebecca Manguel. Patrick Marcello. Crystal Martin. Evan Martin. Joanna Martinez. Michael Matos. Eugenio Moro. Christine McGrail. Alejandro Mercado. Gretchen Metro. Andrew Mix. Krista Moore. Ricardo Morera. Marilia Nascimento. Francisco Nieves. Pedro Oliveira. Derek Arifis. Maria Ortega. Joel Ortiz. Robert Owens. Anna Pacheco. Michael Pagucci. Elizabeth Baez. Vera Paz. Joseph Pendergast. Raul Pereira. Priscilla Pessoa. Allison Perez. Guadalupe Polanco. Tatiana Porto. Denise Rebellato. Michael Reyes. Abraham Rivera. Emily Rivera. Joelle Rivera. Edwin Roach. Eladio Rodriguez. Juan Rodriguez. Chloe Rogers. Liliana Romero. Diana Romulus. Alva Samayoa. Diego Santos. Matthew Seligman. John Stevens. Skip 4. Jonathan Suarez. Melissa Svoboda. William Svoboda. Jeremy Tejeda. Adele Thomas. Wendy Toast. Kirsten Hewlin. Ryan Valente. Shauna Vandenberg. Paul Villa. Thomas Warren. Mark Wilkins. Tracy Wilson. Candace Wright. Thomas Yee. And Robert Zonak.
I would ask the guests to please let the graduates exit before you do. Thank you. And I now declare the class of 2003 graduates of Keefe.